Sistrel here, back with round one of our third Modern League with Tezzerator. Looks like we are on the play. And yeah, I think I like this hand pretty good. I will keep it. Just going to start with the Steam Vents tapped. We've got our turn 2 Thopter Foundry, turn 3 Sword of the Meek, so that's pretty good. We also have a Whir for getting anything that might be relevant, a Pithy Needle, a Relic, Grafdigger's Cage, and so on. So let's see if we can figure out what we're up against. Could be Death Shadow. Yeah, I think it's Death Shadow. So this isn't too bad for us yet, because the Whir acts as a redundant piece for whichever they take. The combo should be pretty good against them if we can get it online, as should Ensnaring Bridge. There's the bridge. So I think here I'm just gonna, well, really the only thing I can do is run out the sword. Kind of hope they don't have another discard spell, and we would want to draw a 0-drop artifact so that we could Whir for Thopter Foundry. Although if they do have a discard spell, they're probably going to have to take Ensnaring Bridge. I mean, they do have Kolaghan's commands that we have to worry about. They don't have red mana yet. A Welding Jar might be a good draw to both turn on our Whir and protect our bridge or something like that. Okay, so here, I think the best bet is probably just run out the Ensnaring Bridge. Can't really Whir for anything of relevance yet, and this prevents Tassiger from attacking. So this really forces them to have a Kolaghan's command before they can do anything too relevant. I suspect we're getting Kolaghan's commanded here. Well, that kind of sucks. Well, at least we're not getting Kolaghan's commanded. Yeah, might as well just run that out. So we've still got quite a few live draws. Another Whir would be great. A Thopter Foundry would be great. Land would not be great. So now we need to find some action. That Bottled Cloister might not be bad. Doesn't really matter with Ensnaring Bridge right now because all their stuff is huge in this deck. But getting to draw extra cards would be very nice. Why is that so small? Time Sieve. Okay, well that's good if we can find a Thopter Foundry or a Whir. We will have infinite turns. I do like infinite turns. So they've got a lot of stuff from us they have to worry about. I think the only thing we have to worry too much about is the Kolaghan's command. So we need Serum Visioning. Yeah. So I think I'm going to leave this Polluted Delta uncracked. The reason for that is so if I draw a Mishra's Bauble, I can use it to sort of control a little bit what I draw off the bauble. I can bauble myself. Lands. Well, at least the Snapcaster can't attack anymore. I really want to find something soon so they don't have much time to draw a Culligan's command. Don't mind that. Is this the Culligan's command? Angler. Okay, yeah. So we're basically pretty close to just dead if they ever get a K command. That's 11, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so a K command would actually be lethal at this point. So here, I don't really need this swamp, so I think I'm going to use this with 2 modes. Make them discard and probably just kill the Snapcaster Mage. It's probably better than 2 life. 2 life, draining for 2 would, let me just make this Death Shadows bigger, but it doesn't really matter. Just put him closer to dead. Yeah, I'll just do this. Because things I don't have many ways to really finish him off unless I get the Thopter Foundry in play, and if I do that right now, he's just dead regardless of how much life he has because of our infinite turns. Okay, so he's got a Snapcaster in hand and Culligan's command in the graveyard. Thankfully, I think that we're not just dead. 9, 16, 17, 18 off the Culligan's command if he... Yeah, so we're not quite dead. We might be down to 1. In which case, we're still fine if we top deck a Whir or a Sword of the Meek. Or a Thopter Foundry. Interesting. See, oh, he's probably going for my draw step. That does make sense. Okay, so for sideboarding, I haven't really played this matchup in a while. I think we want the chalices. Relics are certainly a possibility. Don't want the abrupt decays. Maelstrom pulses are a maybe. I don't think we want Herald. I think Padim to protect our artifacts. Pithing Needle, I don't think we want. We could name like a Liliana, but Grafdigger's Cage. I don't think we want the cage. It really only shuts down the Snapcaster Mage. I'd rather have relics to turn off Delve. Welding jars we definitely need. I kind of think we should take out the time sieve. With all of their K commands, makes the combo a bit harder to pull off in the first place. And the combo is really good against them. Brutalities. How good is Brutality? Still pretty good as a discard spell. Bottled Cloister doesn't seem good here. Our ensnaring bridges are basically always going to shut down his attacks, pretty much no matter how many cards we have in hand. Maybe I'll take out one of these relics. 3 is probably too many. What else? How worth it is the Maelstrom Pulse? And I think Tezzerator might just be too slow here. Now let's try this. We would like to play first. This does set up a quick whir, but with probably going to get the whir taken. So I think I have to mulligan this. Okay, yeah, this seems better. Do I want that? I don't think so. I got... I haven't actually played Death Shadow with this deck in quite a while, so I'm a bit rusty here. Thoughtseize, I assume, is taking Ensnaring Bridge. So question here is, how much do I value this Bauble for turning on Opal versus... Well, given that he took the Whir, I think I want to leave the Bauble for now, because if I draw another Bauble or a Welding Jar, I can Ensnaring Bridge this turn. So I think I'll leave it for now. That's awkward. So I think now I'll probably crack it on his turn in the hopes of drawing another land or something a bit more interesting. See what they're going to draw. Land is not very exciting. Okay. So options here are we could just run out the Thopter Foundry, or I'm kind of leaning towards Brutality in them. I guess I don't have any reason to do Brutality for 2 modes. Given that he doesn't have anything out yet, probably the best bet is to hit them with this Brutality. Maybe get a call against command. Ceremonious Rejection, eh? Well, I think we'll take that. Doesn't counter our Thopter Foundry, but will counter our bridge. I mean, he's still going to be able to Snapcaster it, so... We're still land away from playing our bridge anyway. Yeah, so I think he's just going to try to keep up rejection. So we will take this opportunity to run out Thopter Foundry. Also gets us closer, having Mox Opal turned on again. I was kind of hoping he would play the Snapcaster, target the Ceremonious Rejection, and then realize that doesn't work, but he didn't. He didn't fall for that. That obvious trap. Okay, so this gives us an opportunity to be able to resolve an Ensnaring Bridge if we hit a land or a 0 artifact. Which makes me think he might have the Call Against Command in hand. Well, I think our best shot here is still to run out this bridge while we can. And if he Call Against Commands it, we can always at least, now that the Opal's online, we can turn it into a Thopter token to block something. I think I just want to try to kill it by making a token with the Opal. Because I've got the other Opal in hand. Don't really see how this goes too badly for us. And that prevents us from taking a bunch of damage if he's got, 3 Street Race in hand or something silly. Or we just trade for Death Shadow, and I'm very happy about that. Okay, so here, might as well start with the Opal, because if he counters it with the Ceremonious Rejection, which I doubt he'll do, it frees up a Chalice. Okay, so here, if I play the Chalice for 1, he's definitely going to Ceremonious Rejection it, which is maybe not the worst thing. It gets the rejection out of his hand, or out of the graveyard to Snapcaster out. I think I'm just going to do that. It's worst case scenario, if it resolves, that seems pretty good. Yeah, Snapcaster. Yeah, I don't really hate that because I can run this out. He still can't attack. And we draw something a bit more important. We're going to get hit with that eventually anyway. Sword of the Meek. Okay, great. That's a really good one, because even if he has like another rejection or something to counter it, we can trade in our Thopter Foundry for it, which is probably what I'm going to do. Let's see, Call Against Command, Tassiger. You can have an Inquisition back, because that does nothing. I will not do anything ever again. So here, you can even play around, I should probably play around Surgical Extraction, since that is a thing they play. So I'm not going to, so I'm only going to make 1 token here. Welding Jar seems very good. Not even gonna. Yeah, I guess I should attack. So I need to. And the welding jar here will keep us alive through a Kolaghan's command. This is where the welding jars really shine for us. You can have a Tassiger. Yep, that's okay. I think we're in pretty good shape here. We are going to keep playing around surgical extraction, just in case. Oh, sorry, my mic was muted for a little bit there. I think we're in good shape here. I don't think even another Kolaghan's command will be able to stop us. He could make us discard in our draw step so we can't attack, but if he kills the bridge, that doesn't matter. I guess I should have made a token so I could attack with an extra guy. Is it Static Caster? That is good. That is very good. Okay, so that's going to be a problem. How do we deal with that? We might not be able to deal with that very well. I think we've got to keep now an extra card in hand to be able to attack for 2. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure we sideboarded out our Pithing Needle. Yeah, so land is good to have. Still going to make a bunch of Thopters, because why not? Gains us life, prevents us from dying. Another ensnaring bridge is not too shabby. Okay, that's fine. So I think I'm going to just run out this bridge. Helps protect us from a Culligan's command. I'm not sure if I want to make a, I'm going to guess I don't want to make a Thopter token here because I don't want to get my sword surgically extracted because then we just lose. He might, no, what's he doing? Serum Vision, okay, that makes sense. So I think safe play is not to make a token, because if he does have surgical, which is an entirely reasonable thing for him to have, then we're in bad shape. Do I want? I think I kind of actually wouldn't mind having lands. Because they're cards that he can't Thoughtseize out of my hand to stop me from attacking with the sword. Is there anything better? I don't think so. Because I think really that's my only way of winning now. Given that I took out the Tezzerats and Pithy Needle. We'll put the Delta on top so that I can play it. Collective Brutality. Yeah, I think I kind of want the Brutality. So I want the Brutality, see if I actually have to play around surgical or something. I'm only going to make one token. Just to make it maximum difficulty to lose to surgical. So do I want to go all in and try to just win here? If I do that and he has Stubborn Denial, then gives him an extra draw step to win. I think the best bet is just to make him discard. He could well have a Stubborn Denial, and I don't want to give him an opportunity to, because then I'll have to discard that. Or I guess actually, you know what? I'm just gonna drain him. I'm just gonna try to win without discarding my extra card. Let's see if this works. Best of both worlds, yeah. So he had the Stubborn Denial. So I'm glad I didn't discard the Delta. So we have lethal. And even a Culligan's command would just delay it for a turn. Okay, we did it. We squeaked that one out. Okay, so for sideboarding, so I guess we did have one pulse, which would be an answer to. I think actually, I don't really know why I thought pulse was better than abrupt decay. I guess I was worried about the delve creatures, but I think especially now that I've seen Staticaster, I want the abrupt decays, and I think I might want one pithy needle. I'm leaning towards taking out these chalices, though they are quite good putting them on one. They are worse on the draw. He did see them. Maybe I should just take out Serum Visions. Since we do kind of want to get Chalice on one, we should just take out. I should probably just take out these Serum Visions. And bring in. One Tezzerator and one Maelstrom Pulse. Sure. I don't know if it's right, but let's try this. I probably should have thought to take out the Serum Visions earlier. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. I do like turn 1 Relic against them. Makes their delve creatures much harder. So we'll see if it gets taken. It doesn't. I think we will also bobble on their upkeep. So they're drawing Stubborn Denial. Okay. So we can know to play around that. Just keep emptying their graveyard as best we can. I think we're just going to play Bauble and a tapped Watery Grave, rather than trying to run out a Thopter Foundry into Stubborn Denial. Do I want to crack this Bauble? I think I do, because I also don't have... yeah, I don't have Whir mana yet. So I do really want to get Whir mana, or draw an Ensnare Bridge naturally. Okay, that's pretty good. I guess his Death Shadow makes his Whir or his Stubborn Denial a hard counter, which kind of sucks. But we do have 2 of these. But maybe we should run out the sword, because if it gets countered, we could try to play the Thopter Foundry next turn. Then we can, if that resolves, we can cash in the relic to get the sword back. Okay, so here he's got the Stubborn Denial. So if I play Thopter Foundry, he's going to Stubborn Denial it. In which case I think maybe my best bet is to wait and try to whir on their end step for a Thopter Foundry. Fortunately, because I tapped the relic, I can't whir for bridge, but I think that's okay. Taking lots of damage. So here, let's try to whir. We might still run into Stubborn and then untap Snapcaster Stubborn Denial, which would be a bit rough. But we have to try to get around it somehow. That's probably the best way we're going to do it. Because we have two, if he snaps Stubborns. Actually, no, he can't snap Stubborn because I got the relic. We'd have to have a straight up another Stubborn Denial. In which case, she does. So does he have another one? Nailed it. Okay, so we're going to play that untapped because we are going to not be able to play around Surgical Extraction here. So there's a whole bunch of ways we could be dead here, but I think it was our best shot. So he has a bolt, a K command. Though if he has any of those, he would still have to figure out how to lose one life as well. The best way to play around Surgical is to have two swords in play. Unfortunately, we don't really have time to do that. I think we had to run out both Thopter Foundries last turn. Let's see. Is he dealing 2 to himself? No, he's dealing 2 to that and blowing up our Thopter Foundry. Well, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Surgical. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. So I'll see you next round.